Happy December, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Brianna, and here on this YouTube channel, Life with God, I am teaching you guys how to elevate and build your relationship with God and literally just learn how to glorify Him in every single thing that you do. Literally everything. And I'm super excited because today we are going to hop into the topic of prayer, how to pray, what is prayer actually doing for you in your relationship with God, and all of the goodness. So let's go ahead and hop right into the facts. So I want to start off this conversation with $2 million questions. What the heck is prayer, and why do I need to pray? What is praying good for? And first of all, I would just like to go ahead and start us off with a piece of scripture from Philippians chapter 4, verses 5 through 7. And it says this: "Let your moderation be known unto all men. The Lord is at hand. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. And peace of God, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus." Now, we all know that life is tough. We have jobs, we have careers, we have kids, we have school, we have homework, we have people in everyday life that we have to deal with. So that in its own is always going to be a difficulty. We have finances that we have to control. We have bills. We have homes. We just have so many different things going on in life, and it moves very fast paced. And with prayer, you're actually able to bring any and everything to God and be able to have that gateway and basically like that lifeline to Him, to where you can talk to Him about anything. You can ask about anything. You can ask for clarification. And really, this helps you understand the Lord more and what He wants for you and for your life. So I think that's really just amazing. And again, if you have questions, you can always feel free to ask Him. And something that I always like to keep in mind, especially about prayer, because there are honestly so many misconceptions about prayer, is that it is literally just a conversation between you and the Lord. The Lord is our best friend. The Lord is our shepherd. The Lord is our father. But in order for you to get comfortable with praying and really understand why prayer is so important, and maybe even what to pray about, think of God as your best friend. Think of Him as one of your friends that you literally trust with your life, and you would do any and everything for them, and you just want to see them happy and you want to see them thrive. When you're talking to the Lord, try and have that image, have those thoughts in the front of your mind. And that's what I did. And it kind of allowed me to open up a little bit more and be less stiff when talking to God, because there are just so many things that come along with prayer. And I want to get into a few of them today. Now, the second $1 million question is, what am I supposed to say to God when I pray? And I have 5 key things that I would like to share with you guys just to get you started, whether you are a new Christ believer or you have been a believer all of your life and you're just now really starting to dive deep into prayer and really wanting to make that connection with God like me. I got you. So let's go ahead and let's start up with those 5 things. Okay, first things first. The really important thing to know when it comes to what to say to God is, I really want you guys to remember that there is no such thing as the perfect prayer. No such thing. Don't try to be perfect, you guys, because none of us are perfect, and it's going to be draining, honestly, if you're just only talking to God because you want to show off how perfect you are and how perfect things are going in your life, and not really want to show the negative side. So don't try and be perfect, because more than likely it's not going to work out. Okay, second thing to remember when you are talking to God and really just don't know what to say to Him is, kind of like I mentioned previously, is think of God as one of your best friends, somebody who you trust with your entire life, somebody maybe you've known your entire life and you're just like connected at the hip, like y'all are tight like this. Think of God like that, and it will be so much easier to talk to Him. And it might be a little weird at first, especially if you've never prayed a prayer to God before. It's going to be weird. It's probably going to be a little bit hard, but I believe in you. You can do it. God is your Father. He is your best friend. He wants to hear from you. Okay. Just honestly, just open up your mouth and start speaking. And going into thing 3, which is kind of a bounce back off of the second thing that I just said, is when you were wanting to know how to talk to God, I would really say that small talk is the perfect way to start out. And when I say small talk, I literally mean small talk like you were kind of like you're meeting a stranger or somebody you've like never met before. So maybe somebody new. Tell God about your day. Ask God for guidance. Ask him how you can be a better person. Ask him to heal your heart. Thank him for waking you up in the morning. Ask him very simple things. Tell him the good things that happened within your day. Tell him the bad things that happened within your day. Tell him the things that you are really, really, really struggling with. Tell him the things that you are really, really, really excited about. He wants to hear about all of the good, all of the bad, all of the in-between, all of the mess, all of the happiness and the success stories. He wants to hear every single bit of it. So if you really just close your eyes and you're about to pray and you're like, okay, I have no idea what I'm going to say to God right now. Like, I have no idea. Like, you can even say that if you want to. Be like, hey, God, this is my time of prayer. I'm coming to you right now. And honestly, I don't really know what to say. Nothing good went on in my day. Nothing too bad either. It was kind of a neutral day. So just thanks for allowing me to go through another day. And literally, that could be a prayer right there. Just talk to God. Like, oh my gosh, like, I can't even stress enough how much small talk has really allowed me to build up my relationship with God, which actually brings me into thing number 4. Get comfortable and show your personality, you guys. Show your personality. Again, think of God as one of your bestest friends. And with one of your bestest friends, you're not going to be like shy and timid. You're like going to show every bit of your personality, whether they like it or not. And even with me, I feel like I'm starting to show my personality more. And it's kind of funny because the general population really thinks that Christians are like always very serious when they pray to God. But like, no, you don't always have to be serious. I kid you guys not. I will open up my mouth and say the most randomest things to God, but it's very valid because I'm still having a conversation with him. And again, God always wants to hear from you. No matter if it's good or bad, goofy, he literally created you. So nothing you say, honestly, I feel like is going to surprise him because he's known you since before you were conceived in your mother's womb. Fun fact, God knows every single thing about you. He wrote your story. He created you. He loves all of your flaws. So never be afraid to show your personality to God. And I feel like once I really started to get past the small talk, like, hey God, thanks for waking me up this morning. Please heal my heart. Please heal my trauma, all of my wounds, stuff like that. I really was like, oh my gosh, God, like, I can't believe you did that. Like, look at us, we're growing. Like, the funniest conversations, you guys, like the funniest conversations between me and God. And I feel like that's what it's all about. Like, that's how comfortable that's the type of level that you should be able to gravitate towards. And I'm not saying that that's going to happen right away because it most definitely is not, especially if you are a new Christian or maybe you've never took your prayer life seriously. It's definitely not going to go from 0 to 100 that quick. It's definitely going to take time, but in due time, I know that you are going to continue to show a little bit more of your personality to God. And honestly, he is going to love that for you. He's going to love it. God is your father, you guys. You are his children. Like, oh my gosh, he wants to hear from you so bad. And sometimes he might even just be sitting right next to you, you know, kind of waiting for you to reach out to him. And going into thing number 5, which is kind of rooted also in thing number 1, is do not try and be perfect in your prayer life, but be intentional. Now, I don't know you. I don't know your personal story or things that may have happened to you in your life thus far, but I do know that we serve a God who gives us so much grace and loves us so much. Loved us before we were born. He loves us now. He's loved us through all of our mistakes and all of our pain and all of our trauma and just all of our setbacks in life. And he is going to love us far after we come to success and just start to move forward in life. And I say this because I've realized that I never want to get to a point to where I'm wasting God's time. Full transparency, I'm a Christian, have been a Christian all of my life. I'm 22 years old, And I am just now starting to really take my prayer life seriously. And you guys, it has made all of the difference in my overall life. It has changed the way I think about things. It has changed the way that I treat other people, how I treat God, how I actually talk to him. And there's actually this book that I am currently reading called Worried About Everything Because I Pray About Nothing. I will have this book linked down below. Please, 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 if you are struggling and wanting to know about how to pray to God, why you need to pray to God, and really just the in-depths of prayer life when it comes to being a Christian, a Christ believer, a child of God, please check out this book. It was written by Veach. I am actually a part of an internship with my church, and this was the very first book that we read for the internship. I have about one more chapter to go and then I'm done. And you guys, literally this book has changed everything about my prayer life. It has taught me so much in about 8 weeks. It has 18 chapters. It is just phenomenal. So I just wanted to put that in there really quick. But prayer is great and it is life-changing, and talking to God is one of the greatest blessings that we have as Christians. But prayer will only change your life if you allow it to. God will only change your life if you allow him to. Meaning, let's be intentional when we go to God. Because you can put on a front and you can say these prayers and not truly believe them in your heart, but at the end of the day, that's not hurting God. It's hurting you in your progress with your relationship with him, but also being true to yourself and being true to who you are and who you want to be. So that's putting a stump in your growth internally, externally, physically, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. I said physically, I think twice, but you guys get the gist of it. So when you go to God, be intentional, not for him, but for yourself. Like, yes, it's important to not lie to God and be very truthful with him. But at the end of the day, he can only do so much for you. He can't make you do anything. He can't make you say anything. He can't make you go out and get things, but he can put things on your heart and really press you and convict you to change your heart. But there will be no change if you don't first take that step, move forward with it, and take what God gave you and literally just like run with it. So at the end of the day, it is ultimately your decision how you want to live your life. But it all starts with that intentionality and where you are now and where you truly want to be. And if you really are serious about making a change, especially in your relationship with God, you will buckle down. You will find a way to find time to be intentional with God and really just to have that one-on-one with him and be truthful. Okay, we serve a God who is understanding. He is loving. He is very graceful, and he literally just wants to see you win. But again, you have to decide that you want to win and you want to take those steps to go ahead and move it forward. So just a little food for thought here. Okay. And that is all the advice that I have for you guys today about prayer life. I hope today's informational video was very, very helpful to you. If it was, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments down below. Like, I need some confirmation that I'm doing something right and this content is actually valuable and helpful for you guys. Also, if you did find this video helpful, make sure to hit that share button and send it to a friend or family member who needs to hear it the most. Again, thank you guys so much for watching today's YouTube video. And if you have any further questions and you kind of want to do like a one-on-one private chat, feel free to DM me on Instagram. My Instagram will be linked down below, and you can find me at Brianna Parnell. And until next time, you guys, love God, serve others, and stay beautiful. Bye, friends.